Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us for another fun, educational, hopefully inspiring live broadcast on Stage 10, which is an app within the Shop app. I'm Mandy with Sea God Stand-Up Paddleboards, and this is the Diatom CX, an all-around stable paddleboard. And today I'm really excited to share with you the opportunity I was graced with to meet the incredible Jamie Locke, the artist who I was finally able to reach to create this piece for us. So I'm just going to try and make sure I've got my sound on. I am not a great techie person. Annabelle is in the UK, and she's the one who usually helps me with all this. So let me get some sound so I can hear her. There we go. Okay. So everybody, please welcome the amazing, the beautiful, the talented Jamie Locke.
Oh my gosh, that was quite the introduction. Thank you.
Awesome.
You're very kind.
Oh, I can hear. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us today. It is so great to have you here in real time to talk not only about this beautiful, intricate art that you collaborated with us to create the Diatom. But honestly, it's a pleasure for me to share this opportunity that I was graced with the rest of the Sea Gods family, which is getting to meet you.
Well, ditto. I have so enjoyed getting to know you over the past year and working with you on this beautiful board that I'm so very proud of.
So, something came in the UPS today. It's
Yay!
Beautiful.
So glad you like it.
So for anyone joining us, this is a tumbler that Jamie Locke has engraved. Now, this is obviously beautiful, intricate, a whole bunch of mandalas here. But Jamie, can you talk a little bit more about how you did this?
Well, once upon a time, I used to etch those tumblers by hand with a Dremel.
Wow.
But I have been lucky enough in my business to upgrade that ability and really diversify my work.
I lost my sound, Ryan. You'll have to turn me on. Do you have sound?
Yeah.
I need Annabelle.
Difficulties.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I can't. Ryan's
It's
gonna
okay.
figure this out for me. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Got me.
Thank goodness for talented people, because
Oh,
I'm not
right?
one of them. I just have so
gosh.
many requests for them.
I know technical stuff is sometimes beyond my ability and patience. So I feel you. So like I was saying, so I moved from hand carving these tumblers by hand with a Dremel to reinvesting in my business, and I purchased a beautiful laser etching machine that can now do this work for me.
Amazing.
Yeah,
because
it's a lot of fun.
Honestly, it's so prohibitive if you can only make one or two, but being able to keep up with the demand, right?
Yes, absolutely.
When you first made one, I needed one, and I had to wait so long. So thank you. I'm going to treasure this.
My pleasure. I'm so glad you like it.
So for those, I just have to do the intro for anyone who's joining us a little bit late. We're going to meet Jamie Locke, and talk about the way that she created this intricate mandala for our Diatom CX. And you can check out some of the products that Jamie makes. Just have an opportunity to like hold something amazing and intentional and beautiful in your own hands. And you can do it right here in the broadcast. I just want to go over your portfolio and your bio on it, because I think it's been really well written. Jamie Locke is best known for her intricate hand-carved mandalas on wood, metal, glass, and leather. Amazing. A self-taught artist, Jamie is adept at taking a vision and turning it into reality. Her strength is in her hunger for creating and exploring different methods and mediums, always bearing in mind that in the creative process, the vision sometimes evolves into something completely unexpected. Do you think designing art for an inflatable paddleboard was unexpected?
I would say so, but so incredibly welcomed. I knew right from the get-go it would be probably one of my biggest challenges that I've ever been commissioned for, and I do so love a good challenge. It is, it's really the highway to me learning more about my craft.
Amazing. Well, I'm glad. I didn't know, like, I always push the line. You know, Sea Gods is all about making the best, the very best, pushing the line in creativity, material design, craftsmanship. We're always asking for more.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that it was going to be such a difficult ask.
Right.
But I think it was worth the effort.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and I create in analog, you know, it's all on wood or paper or leather or glass. So I wasn't so familiar with the digital world, and it was quite the steep learning curve, especially working with the colors. Because, you know, I just opened my iPad and went on my Procreate applications where I designed most of my things and just got to work, not realizing that I had to convert the color profile to CYNK and not RGB.
Gosh, color theory.
It was quite the process, but I think in the end it turned out beautifully, and it was well worth the effort.
You know, if we're not learning and we're not moving forward, then what are we doing?
Exactly.
I just want to welcome anyone to ask any questions here or like give us a comments, because that's part of the fun of a live broadcast, right?
We do have one comment.
Absolutely.
On the screen.
Ryan's going to put it up.
Just said, from Suzanne, I love my Diatom CX. Thank you for this awesome artwork. Thanks for that.
Oh, that's awesome. So glad you're enjoying that, Suzanne.
Elena, so beautiful, so proud to know you.
That is actually my daughter.
I love it.
The white box isn't named after your kids.
She is gassing me up all the time. It is so sweet. I love that girl.
Actually, my dad was trolling Ryan on his last broadcast. Which, you know, it brings joy.
Awesome. Absolutely. I'm fully expecting my wife to get on here and troll me a bit. So we shall see what the hour brings.
So when I wanted to make the new Diatom, you know, our old one, the ULF, the original, it's still our most popular board with the Diatom shape is easy to ride. It's beautiful, it's eye-catching, and the mandala brings everyone so much pleasure. And I wanted to make the fresh art because that's what we do. We always move forward, always freshen it up. And I was so afraid to let go of the colorful mandala. And so I was searching for someone who could bring the same like amazing, peaceful, easy, confident feeling and really create some eye candy out on the water, you know. And I found your portfolio and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this artist. Like no one else can do it. And I reached out and I got radio silence. And it was almost like being turned down for your prom date. And I was like, oh, we're not even going to make a new board. So what happened? We did finally.
Oh man, it is a combination of just bad luck and my email program's ability to just throw most things into spam for some reason. So unfortunately, your emails ended up in spam. But then more so, you contacted me through Facebook. And I think it was maybe 2 months before I saw that message. And I can't remember if it's because we weren't friends or something that I had to go to another inbox to get your email or your message. So I am so thankful I did. And I'm so thankful that you still wanted to proceed with the project. And yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
No, not at all. It just like created even more hunger to have this piece. It was like once
I
you
did that on
see
purpose.
what you love, nothing else
Yes.
is going to do.
Yes. Yes. I love that.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go with our paddle boards. Um, you know, I always feel like I need to explain. It's not just a beautiful board. They're not just pretty and colorful and like look good. They're there's so much more that goes into the materials, the design, you know, the quality and the craftsmanship and the people behind them off the scene who are actually creating them. There's so much more depth to a Sea Gods board than just pretty. And reading a quote from you, for me, the process of creating a mandala is always one of inspired revelation, elemental surprise, and pure bliss. So, with mandalas, is it more than just pretty, or is there more to it?
Yeah, I would say, beyond the aesthetics, the beautiful shapes and colors, it's really become such a profound significance in my life. When I first started creating mandalas, it was more of a self exploration, and which led to a meditative state, which then produced feelings of just peace, feeling balanced, feeling more mindful. And I quickly got addicted to that feeling. And well, I'll just say passionate about that feeling. And just felt like I just wanted to keep creating mandalas. And yeah, it's just, to this day, it's just really been a profound practice for me. But I can't imagine my life without mandalas.
It's amazing. Yeah, there's just something about them, isn't it? It's like,
Absolutely.
I never want these good things to end. And it's
Yes,
like they don't.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. I do have that problem of knowing when to stop. I could keep creating, going round and round and round. We're as big as a canvas, and then even beyond that sometimes.
Well, I think we gave a big enough canvas.
Yes, you did.
You've done more though, haven't you? Like, forget the biggest canvas and board sports. You've also done some murals.
Yeah, I've done murals. When I look at any surface, all I can see is mandalas. And mandala needs to go there. Mandala needs to go there. So I have been lucky to create some pretty large mandalas on walls, which
I
has just
agree. They
been,
had to go here.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, anything from, and I carved doors and instruments and really, everything is a canvas in my eyes. So
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. Just like look at it and there it is.
Yep.
So the other reason, besides like this intricate line work, and it's not like you did half and then copied it, right? Like it is perfectly imperfect. I love that.
Yes, that's one of my favorite descriptions, perfectly imperfect, because nothing is perfect. So we just got to embrace that it's going to be imperfect, and that's perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
So not only paddle boards and guitars and tumblers, I have seen these light boxes, and
yes,
that is the next thing, and it's not going to be a gift. I'm going to support you, and I want to buy these light boxes because I need to have this when I'm laying in my room in the dark and just have this around me.
Yes.
These light boxes. Tell me, like, when did you start this?
I would say when I first got a CNC, which is different than a laser. It's more of a machine that can do what I do. It carves into wood, but it just does it by itself. So I started, creating these designs, and I had seen light boxes of somewhat like this, maybe larger or different patterns, but a mandala belongs on them. So, so I created a mandala light box, and I just put them out, interested in having one for themselves, and it has really been one of my most popular items that I've ever offered. Besides my carved mandalas, but yeah, these have been really popular, and they come at a price point that a lot of people can afford. My larger work is really expensive, so it kind of cuts off a certain population and budget. So I'm able to offer these items at a lower price, and people just love being able to have a piece of my work, which I'm so very grateful and honored, and all the things.
Amazing. Like that just goes to show what a wonderful, beautiful person you are, that you want to make your art like accessible. So, I mean, I've seen the meditation benches and that big piece that you did for the front of a cupboard, not a cupboard, a counter, right? Like,
Yes.
I want that, but I don't know, like, where am I going to put it? But a light box, that's easy. I can have your art and it can surround me and give me like these beautiful feelings.
Yes.
So
It
cool.
is. To sit in a dark room with the lamp on is just serenity. It's just so peaceful and beautiful. It makes me very happy. We have one in our living room, so when I come down in the morning and it's still dark and it's lit up, I just have to take a moment and just sit in that beauty because it's just so lovely.
Awesome. So you told me, like, obviously you're very successful, but it was an unintentional journey. So that first piece, I think it was the counter. Can you talk about that?
My first piece. That was my largest piece for sure. But I did, when we moved into a new house some years ago, well, probably 9 years ago, there's this blank wall, and I thought, I think that wall needs a mandala, of course. And up to that point, I had been creating just smaller mandalas, just tiny ones carved into wood. And I just happened to have a piece of 4x4 canvas wood down in my basement, and I told Martine, I'm like, I'll be right back, I'm going to go make something for this wall. And 8 hours later I emerged with this carved mandala and hung it up on the wall, and took a photo, shared it on social media, as you do, and the very next day I got my first commission for the same size. It's just been nonstop ever since.
Amazing. It's really rare to find such like I searched mandala artists high and low, right? And when you didn't get back to me, I was like desperate. I was like, I need to have this. And no one else could create the way you do. So I can see why. Boom.
Thank
As soon as you
you.
saw that, you need to commission it. So, I feel like it's difficult to self-promote. And, with being so humble, will you allow me to brag for you a little bit?
You must.
So you're an independent, sorry, I've got a bit of an echo. You're an independent artist from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes.
So you're an indie artist.
Yes, exactly.
Which I love.
I know this city really takes advantage of that word. Love it.
It's important to us. We don't want to just like take something so main.
Yeah.
It's important to have independent, very talented people. You were an artist in 2018, 2019, 2021, 2013. There's the best of indie star best things, best local visual artist, best class, best photo op, best of nouveau. I'm sure there's more from 2023 and 2022 that didn't make it on the website yet.
Well, yes, I have become really lax in updating my website. With Instagram, Facebook, it just makes it so easy to, share what you're doing. And since most of my work is commission-based, I just take all my commissions through Instagram or Facebook. I don't really, unfortunately, update my website. But yes, that's plenty for now. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's good though. So did any of this give you a leg up and present more opportunities for you?
Honestly, no one's ever come to me and said, I saw you in the newspaper and you were voted best artist and I would like to commission some artwork. Never has that happened. I, of course, have been congratulated, but mostly it's it's just word of mouth, how I get my business, friends and family, and current clients.
It really does speak for itself, doesn't it?
Yes.
I just have to do this again for anyone who's just joining us. If you are joining us on the Shop app, Stage 10 is probably where you're joining us. If you're joining us from Facebook, then you'll have a better experience if you join in the Stage 10 app. And you can go to our website and look for live shopping and join us. And we are talking to artist Jamie Locke, who created this art for this collaborative piece, which is the Diatom CX. And you can shop not only for this paddleboard package, but also the light boxes right here in the broadcast. So going back, Jamie, to word of mouth. This paddleboard creates so much conversation. I have so many phone calls and emails and Instagram pictures where people have been on the beach and they've seen someone with this board. And, with any other board, you just say, oh, there's people paddleboarding. But this board, it creates friendship. It brings
so true.
neighbors together. We actually had a family call us and said, there's a bunch of families who all rent cabins on this beach every year. And it wasn't until they had the Sea Gods boards that the other neighbors came over to talk to them and include them in the community.
Oh, I love that.
So it's definitely a huge word of mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. And every time that I've taken it out, it has been quite the conversation piece. They come over and that is that's the most incredible board I've ever seen. And, so I'm just chomping at the bit. I helped make this board, so, and they're
Amazing.
like, oh my God, you're the artist that did this. And so that creates more conversation. And yeah, it has been pretty fantastic. And I have loved the feedback and the love that I've received from this board. It's just been phenomenal.
It's so cool. I mean, like when you and Martine got your boards, you were out like right away.
Yes.
You just like stood up and off you went.
Yeah. I hadn't done a lot of paddle boarding up until that point. I do remember my first paddle boarding experience. We were in Western Australia, just in Frio. And one of our friends had a paddleboard, and I felt so confident in my ability. I had great balance. I was it was yoga at that point. So I went in, clothes, and I'll take off my clothes because I felt that confident. And the first second I was up, not even 2 seconds later, I was in the water. It was a very humbling experience, but it didn't deter me. I got back on the board a couple years later when we went back to Western Australia, and I nailed it. And it was incredibly easy. So those two experiences were really the only chance I had to get on a board. And the third time was on my board. And it was so easy to navigate and get up and keep my balance. And it was just such a smooth, easy ride. And it was just a joy.
Amazing. That's like, I think you get it. Like, why did we need this art on this board? Because that's the experience. It's like easy, it's beautiful, it creates that confidence. Yes. Ryan says we have someone.
Natasha says this board is great if I'm a beginner.
Natasha, yes.
The design.
Is this a question? Yes. Yeah. This is the board that you will skip the learning curve. It's Absolutely. So stable, maneuverable. Like honestly, it's rock hard and rigid. And I cannot teach lessons on this because the people will not fall and I can't teach them to get on their board. And they'll be like, well, what do I need you for?
Exactly. Oh, that is great.
Well, Jamie, we have just like a few questions. A few minutes left. I don't think we're going to make it through everything that I prepared.
It's okay.
But what do you want to say about like this collaboration, about this piece, and to leave our viewers with like a flavor of Jamie Locke?
Wow. Well, I have to say that this was probably one of my most favorite collaborations that I've done to date. I am all about the collaborations, and this one by far was just the best experience, the best outcome, and an outcome that I will be able to enjoy for years and years and years. So I just have thoroughly enjoyed it. I so appreciate you guys asking me to create for you.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm glad I didn't get stood up for prom,
right?
Because I had my heart set on you. And so thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Okay, Ryan says we have 2 minutes left, so I do want to get through this question.
Yeah.
We get a ton of artists reaching out to us all the time, and we actually did work with one last year, but usually we're looking for something really specific. And so we don't support spec art, which is where you put out the idea, wait for someone to make their art, and then decide to hire them or not. Like it's based only on portfolio. And your portfolio is very good. So do you have any advice for these new artists for putting themselves out there?
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, start by sharing your artwork with your friends and family, get their feedback and support. Maybe build an online presence if you already don't have one. So maybe start an Instagram account. TikTok has become a really popular place to share artwork. Artists are just blowing up on TikTok, which is amazing. Maybe perhaps participate in local art fairs, network with other artists, see where they're selling their work. Collaboration is really where it's all at. You learn so much. And gosh, maybe just be consistent in sharing and creating your work. Ultimately, that is what's going to get your work out there, for you to find your tribe and your niche, and the people who are going to love your work.
I love that, your tribe and your niche.
Yeah.
So where can everyone follow you? Jamie Locke Art.
Yes. So my website, although it's not been recently updated, as jamielockeart.com. I'm most visible on Instagram, and that's JamieLocke_art. I am also on TikTok and Jamie Locke Art, and Facebook, Jamie Locke Art.
Amazing. Ryan and Laura are going to put it in the comments below. Beautiful. All of this, so everyone can find and follow and just like share the love that you give. And Jamie, thank you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
For this and for your time today. I really appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure to chat with you guys.
Okay, and thank you for everyone joining in. And if you have any other questions about the Sea Gods Diatom CX, or about Jamie, or how to contact her, or any of the art, you can always follow up with an email, and we're super happy to chat sup and art.